The swords are air signs. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarian.
Gemini, Libra, Aquarian.
Yeah. Pretty strong signs. Yeah, I got a Gemini son and he's exactly like what I described.
Okay.
Okay, and swords, they usually are legal, real estate, all kinds of contracts, wills, you know, all that kind of stuff in life. But the Ace of Swords upright, you can tell the person, you're a winner. You're a champion. See, that sword cuts through all the red tape and all the problems. They conquer something. They are winners when that card comes up. They win in a divorce. They win in a legal case. They win. And in reverse, just like it looks, they're under the sword. They've got something hanging over them. It's stopping them. It's holding them back. And it could be a person, it could be a job, it could be anything that's holding them down, holding them back. Okay, now we got the King. And both the King and the Knight of Swords, I call them Braveheart, because that's what they're like. They charge in, they help people, they're just good people. They like to save the world if they could. They're just like the guy in the movie Braveheart. They have a beautiful heart, and they always want to help and rescue. They're very smart guys too. They usually do. A lot of times they are lawyers. They're in the legal field a lot of time. And they do it for pro bono. They do to help, you know. They're good people. In reverse, I think I told you a long time ago, and King of Swords in reverse, he could be an abuser, a killer. When I told you that story about that woman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Bad news. Totally opposite of Braveheart.
I know, bad person.
Yeah. You don't want to mess with him. And you know, it's good because he came up, I was doing another woman who lived out in Nevada, and her daughter was married, young. And I said, check your daughter for bruises. Just, you know, next time you see her.
Oh, wow.
Just do that. Because I feel like her husband's probably beating her up. And the mother did. And talked to her. Oh, it's nothing, Mom. Well, she died. They thought her heart stopped. But I think he did something, you know, and it broke her mother's heart. It really did. Because it was her only child. So... But, you know, all you can do is warn them.
Yeah.
Okay, now the Queen of Swords, upright, she is intelligent, she's respected, she's tough, she's strong, but she's kind, and people do look up to her. She's a good lady, upright. She likes to help people. And they are smart. They are smart women. They're usually business leaders, you know. In reverse, she's the worst female you could ever come across in your life. One of the books I read called her the B word. So, you know, they weren't kidding. There she is with her knife. She's a backstabber. You cannot trust this woman. at all.
So
She-
what do you happens when you get somebody like that and you can't really tell them that?
If they have somebody in their life like that, yeah.
Oh yeah, but if that's the person though that you're doing the reading for,
Well, no, if she happened to be a Gemini,
Yeah.
Libra, Aquarian, I'd use it upright. I wouldn't.
oh, using it. Okay,
Yeah, so it wouldn't come.
Oh, wouldn't
in
come
reverse.
reversed.
Even-
Oh,
even
okay.
if
Oh,
she
that's
wa-
because that's that first card.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
But
So
usually
that's
they know
good.
somebody like this.
Yeah. Oh, every female does, I think. We all have a
Yeah.
backstabber.
The backstabbing,
Somewhere.
gossiping,
Yeah.
not to be trusted.
Yeah.
What else?
Untrustworthy.
One of the books says she's an emasculator, like her
Huh.
husband and her son. She cuts them off at the knee. You know, it's like, not a nice person. And we all know somebody like
You know,
that.
just
Yeah.
put bitch. That kind of cover.
Yeah.
That's gonna be.
Yeah, and a lot of times she'll show up as the ex-wife of the woman you're reading for,
Oh.
of her
Really?
husband's ex-wife.
Oh.
She'll come up like that a lot. Okay, now we have the Knight of Swords. Also a brave heart, beautiful heart, charges in to help people on his white horse, this white knight. Will help anybody, anytime. A good guy. Just the younger version of the king.
The king.
Now, in reverse, I don't, well, he could still be a wife beater, just a younger version. His problem is he's very insecure in reverse. So that means he's always fighting and arguing because he doesn't have a healthy sense of ego. Or he's brags. That's one way you can tell you got one of these guys. He brags about himself, or he's arguing every little thing, and he can be a real pain in the butt. Okay. Now the page, and any of these swords, a lot of times they come up with real estate contracts, especially the page. When he shows up, it's usually some kind of a contract, a written contract, and a good one, a really good one. So it could be a lease, they're going to move to a new apartment, they're signing a lease, or they're buying a house, or they're leasing a car. It's usually good. And in reverse, if it's they're trying to buy a house or sell a house, if they're trying to sell, it's a low offer, don't take it. It's like, wait, you'll get a better offer. It's like, don't give it away. This is, all the legal stuff, this is mainly. Now this card, even though it's a sword, it's got to do with relationships. Who knew? It's like
Okay, where are the numbers?
upright, she's great. Upright, it means friendship, intimacy, and love.
Oh,
Couldn't be better.
good.
Real difference from that other person. This is in this person's life that you're reading for. That's what
a
they're
lot
going
of
to be.
friends, but it's
Huh?
like, I says I'd have a lot of friendships, but no intimacy. Haven't met anybody yet that's since a long
Well,
time
I
ago.
usually say you're best friends with your lover.
Yeah.
What
Well,
could,
you
what
should
could be
be,
better
yeah,
than
you
that?
should be.
Yeah. But in reverse, you got a troublemaker.
Loser.
Big, somebody's trying to cause major trouble. Stirring the pot. And we come to the Three of Swords.
Ooh, a heartbreaker.
Yes, and as you know, Shirley, this card for me is the card for death.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah. And
Wow.
my grandmother had a different one, but whenever I see this, signifies death.
Is this stuff?
And
For
when
you,
I was-
how do you know which one? Is there certain ones that would signify for somebody else, or?
Yeah,
I
it
mean-
depends. This showed up when I did your reading in your personal life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I asked you, have you lost anybody?
Mm-hmm.
And you lost two pets and
Yeah, two pets at the same time, and my sister.
and your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. See the tears. Think of these as the tears.
Oh,
Heartache and
Oh.
tears
Yeah.
is what that is.
And that's the positive sign of it?
No, it's just
If it shows up, you're gonna tell them. Well, you can make it. I got
it
what you're saying.
depends. You have
Depth
to
of.
judge if the person can take it. You know, like just recently, one of my clients lost her mother. Her mother passed away. She was already in ICU for 5 weeks, so she knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So
So
I
it's
had-
for the best then.
Yeah. So and she wanted to know. So I was
Mhm.
telling her bits and pieces, and you know, it's soon.
Mhm.
2 days later, you know.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Yeah. And I had a guy who, this is when I was living in Tampa, he had a brother in Ohio who was in the hospital, and he was concerned about getting there to see him before he passed. And I told him, you've got to get there within 7 days, because he's gonna pass on the 7th day.
And how did you know that?
Where it showed up in the reading.
Okay.
And so he did, he got in his car.
So
he
a
got-
lot of your readings are followed by ESP and stuff
Oh,
that
yeah.
you comes to you because you've been a reading a long time and it's in your family.
Yeah, but everybody's psychic.
I know they are,
Yeah.
but the thing is to what extent. That's
Yeah,
that's
well,
the
well,
thing.
you'll start, the more you do it, the more you pick up
Right.
on stuff, really. Then, and in reverse, you know, sometimes it means a heart attack. I mean, you know, somebody that, especially if you have the hospital card or doctors or something around, you'll know that it's somebody having a physical heart
Mhm.
attack. Not,
So, are you talking about in reverse? It's a heart attack.
yeah, it can be.
Oh.
And of course, it can be just
Okay.
heartache in a relationship.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be death, but you're gonna.
Well, we'll put
You
heartache
see what
because
you
that
feel.
would be the
And what's
well,
beside
and
it.
what
Heartache,
cards are
yeah.
coming.
Yeah, what's on either side of it, or above it, or below it. It'll give you your clues. But
Yeah.
and other people, there is a death card, but to me, that's not at all. That's like new beginnings. It's a beautiful card. Major changes, but really good. So they don't know if you don't tell them.
Okay.
See, here's your hospital card. So
Oh.
if this is like they're together in the same reading,
Ooh.
you've got some problems there.
Oh dear.
Now it can stand for hospital or jail.
No,
Either way, not good.
Yeah.
Okay.
not what I'd like to have.
I know. I had a bunch of young guys that lived in Miami, and they went to work for tax preparers, and they all got, the IRS came in and arrested all these young guys, and they were only doing what the
They were
boss
told. Right.
I felt so bad. 10 months they were getting, and you know, no plea
Wow.
deals, and so it can be jail
Jail or hospital. yeah.
or a
Okay,
funeral.
yeah, I can
And
see the
if
funeral
you
in
have
Barnes.
the heart, and you know there's going to be a funeral, and that was in my friend's cards the other day too, but for
Yeah.
her mother. She said, yeah, we're going to have a nice ceremony. They're expecting it. So that's what that, it's life.
Okay, out of paper.
Here.
Four. Thank you.
Everybody have to read my notes on my card. I gotta take some time and decipher. Okay, now in reverse,
You're looking at the jail and the,
yeah.
oh, didn't I give you a reverse?
No.
Yeah, you did.
Well,
You
well,
gave
I was looking at
funeral,
this way, and
jail.
you were saying hospital or jail
Uh-huh.
to
Yeah,
them.
she said
but if
funeral
But if
and-
it's reverse, isn't it supposed to be something good?
You said funeral, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
funeral.
That's what I got.
Yeah. It could be the same, it could be
So
jail
it's gonna
too.
be the same on both.
Yeah, really is.
Basically,
Yeah.
right?
Really
There's
is.
no good.
There's no real good
there's
thing
no
about
good
it.
there.
There's no good in
No.
this way. Okay. All right.
So
Okay.
those are the two you don't want.
And this
No.
one kinda has two meanings too. And one of them is the actual funeral, which we were seeing over. It can mean a funeral, but because the meaning is closing the door on the past and allowing a new door to open. So it can be a good way of having a funeral so they can go forward.
All right,
in
so
their life.
basically closing the door in the
To go
past.
forward.
And allowing a new door to open.
Okay.
Yeah. And that can be in relationships. Usually when somebody's separating or getting divorced, can be good.
Okay. And this reverse.
And I don't usually tell them, some of the books will say in reverse, accept defeat. I don't like telling them that. I just tell them, look, keep trying, whatever it is.
Keep trying what you're doing.
Yeah.
Basically.
I have found that the readers that just do negative stuff, negative doom and gloom and concentrate on the death and the bad stuff, they don't last. Nobody wants to go to see them.
No.
Nobody wants to hear that. They got enough problems.
Right.
But if it's something they need to know, then you gotta tell them. Or they'll come in and they'll tell you,
Ask you.
I want to know how long is this person gonna live, or is this marriage gonna work? I want to know. Then you gotta tell them the truth. Because they're searching. This is a nice one, upright. It's a happier one.
Good.
Yeah. This is a little getaway. It's usually a short vacation, but it's a romantic vacation. It's usually two people going away together. So that's a nice one. In reverse, vacation postponed. So, they will get to go, but just not when they thought
Postponed.
they were going. Postponement, yeah. Okay, the Seven of Swords, it is just what it looks like, but more often than not, rather than somebody physically robbing you, which it can be, card of robbery, most cases it's somebody taking away your self-esteem and your self-confidence and just running off with it, just grinding you down into the ground. It's like, and that's real hard to deal with. So you tell them that you gotta raise your self-esteem, don't let them get away with it. Now this can be just a basic card of robbery, and if you get the vehicle card, which is one of our major ones, it shows a chariot, okay? When you go to get gas, be careful, because there could be a thing on the gas pump if this guy
right.
shows up.
Or they're going way up like it did again. I almost fell over when I saw it was over $3.
So this can be a physical robbery as well as spiritual, mental, emotional, mainly emotional a lot of times. In reverse. Anyway it comes up, it's not nice. And this card is a little different from all the rest because you can see upright, it's a person in bondage.
Yeah.
They have the blindfold on, they're all tied up, they can't get out of the relationship, they feel trapped, all of that upright. So this is kind of the opposite of most of the cards. It's in reverse, out of bondage, a free spirit again. Relief. The blindfold's off, they know what they're doing. They escaped. Okay. This poor Nine of Swords. they're always stressing. They're under tremendous stress. Sometimes it's, sadness, it's grieving over a death, but most of the time it's just worry about inconsequential little things. And you've got to get them to stop doing that. They don't sleep good. They're just miserable. So when it comes up, even upright, I tell them, each day that goes by, things are going to get a little better and a little better. Get your rest. Quit dwelling on something that may never happen. In reverse, it's pretty much the same thing. This card is just worry, worry, stress, stress. So you try and talk them out of it. Okay, this one is another one that's kind of reversed. When it comes up, it means it's pain and suffering because the person is with somebody who doesn't have a clue how to give love. They maybe, as little kids, they weren't loved, they can't give it. They just can't. They're not capable of it. So the person you're reading for is going through all this pain and suffering. And it was also one time somebody who had a bad back. So you just never know.
Where it shows up,
Yeah. And it was a guy I was reading for. How did you know I have a bad back? Well, look. And in reverse, it's like the opposite. You're with somebody who's been through everything. They know how to give love. They're going to show you. You can relax. You're with a good person.